Hey, good morning, everybody. Going to do a little something different in the shop today. We're going to build a couple of what they call pigtail meat flippers or meat hooks. In the past, I've made my own hooks. The problem I've run into is when you leave them outside, they get all rusty. I looked into buying stainless, was just never happy with the price, and I'm not a big fan of working with stainless anyways. But I recently discovered basically a kit where you can buy the 16-inch pre-made that's threaded with a 6mm on the end, and I'm really excited about those because it's the handle that I like building. This one here is just round stock that's been welded into some nuts and twisted. That's my own personal one. We're going to cut that one off today and replace it with a stainless bought in Pigtail. This is one of my braided woven ones, a little more artistic. I've made a lot of these as gifts for friends, and we're gonna try something new today. I'm gonna take the railroad spike, give it some twists, maybe some cuts, do something a little more artistic, and we'll take you along with that. So hope you enjoy. So this first one, it'll go in the vise. We'll get it heated up, and we're just gonna put a twist on it. I'll show you guys how I do that. But I'm going to try something that I haven't tried before. Is we're going to cut some grooves in this. We'll lay out 4 lines, and we'll use the cutoff wheel to cut down in here on all 4 sides, and then we'll twist this, and it should look like 4 individual pieces when we're done. I've watched plenty of YouTube videos, like the look of this, and we'll see if we can't put it together. And grab a Sharpie with a little cleaner tip on it. All right. Wearing gloves because I hate the fiberglass slivers. Hearing protection, safety glasses, you know. So I don't know exactly how deep I need to go here, because again, I haven't done this style before. So we're going to start out with maybe 1/8 to 3/16 depth on this, and we'll heat one up and give it a twist and see what happens. Got a little buck wild with the cutoff wheel there, so we'll end up sanding that down. So we're going to try that as is. I'm not sure if the cuts need to go all the way through and create actual 4 individual pieces to make it look like it's 4 pieces when it's twisted, but we're going to go ahead and give it a whirl. So while we're at it, we're going to go ahead and modify mine while we're standing here. I'm just going to cut this off so that we can drill it and replace it. Handle ready for a bought-in hook. So in the past, I've always heated up my wrought iron work with a acetylene torch, but obviously the cost of acetylene becomes a bit of a challenge, and then you're also standing there running the torch. So I put together this, what I call a poor man's forge. It's just a piece of 3-inch pipe, a little stand. I'll show you set up in the yard, but I just use a propane weed burner. Takes a little longer, but works for what I do, and I can put stuff in it and walk away and do something else. So we'll get this set up and we'll show you how it works. set the camera up in here at the vise. I have the first one heating out there. I was going to heat all the way through and get a time lapse, but I wanted to have the camera in here ready to go when I brought it in to twist it. So we'll turn this back on once I get that heated up and in the vise and ready to put a twist on it. I did bring the torch in just in case it cools off between here and there. Again, I haven't done this exact twist before, so it may need some extra heat to get it finished. We're going to go ahead and show you, let me back up where it's loud. I'm going to show you where we're at. We're only maybe 5 minutes into this process, and I'll give you a little bit of what it looks like. I think I like that amount of twist. It looks pretty cool. Okay, so I over twisted that a little bit. It's back out in the forge. We're going to heat it up. I'm going to try to untwist it a half a turn, see what happens. It may or may not work, but we'll come back and show you the results of that. So this is the uncut one. I'll get it twisted, and then we'll show you the comparison between the two. The cut one twists easier, I can tell you that right now. Use some longer crescent wrenches. Perfect. Just a little straightening. When I twist longer stuff, I put it in a pipe. It keeps from getting the wobble, but can't do that on this short stuff. So once it cools off, I'll give you a shot of the two side by side. So we're still waiting for those other two handles to cool off. I figured I would go ahead and stick a hole in the end of this one and start tapping it out. So the kit that I buy from Woodcraft, and I'll try to remember to put a link in the video. It's designed for guys that are, you know, using wood lathes, and they come with this threaded insert to go inside the wood. But we're just going to use the M6 or 6.1 millimeters, 13/64 bit, I believe is what it says on it. So we're going to drill it out. See if we can't break a bit off. It's a miracle I actually have thread cutting oil. In the past, I've taken these handles and I've heated them up in the oven, and I've treated them like you would cast iron, and coated them with oil, heated them again. It's a really nice finish, but it just doesn't hold up when you're like me and you forget it sitting out on the barbecue. So these are all going to get a coat of paint this go around, and probably some red Loctite also before it's all said and done. Need to go a little bit deeper on that. Looks like we're bottoming out on the there it is. Semi-handmade meat hooks. We'll go ahead and get the other ones cleaned up and drilled and tapped and show you how they turn out, probably after they're painted. And if you guys are interested in how I built this one, leave a comment. I can do a video on that, but it's all straight rods welded into some nuts, and then you heat it and twist the whole thing. It makes it look like cable. It's kind of one of my favorite deals. It's a little more labor intensive, but I really like the look of it. So we're going to drill a hole. I took and flattened off the tip of the handle just enough that basically the width of the rod that's going to come out, and I'll clean it up afterwards. And I drilled my pilot hole so we can thread the handles. I'm also drilling a hole in the side. That's just a pilot hole for like a leather strap to hang it. These railroad spikes are nice and soft. They actually make a pretty good like a drift punch for driving stuff. The guys at work use them quite a bit. So not real precision, just kind of eyeball work. I missed that one just a little bit. We'll sand it down so it's got a flat surface when it seats. So I did make the mistake of quenching this one in cold water before I was trying to get ahead of myself, and it did harden it up a little bit, so I would suggest not doing that. And then one other thing, this is what they look like before I started out. I put them in a can of Evapo-Rust last night. First time I've played with that stuff. It works really well. So I have both handles threaded. I drilled about a 5/16 hole through the side to run a hanging piece of leather or whatever, however you want to do it. And then I'm just using a reamer to clean up the edge of the threads or deburr. There it is. Ready for Christmas presents. So there they are. Didn't take very long to complete those. Obviously I didn't build the twisted one today, but the other two, I mean, literally, if you're set up to do these, you could do several in an afternoon. They go pretty quick. Like I said, these will probably get painted, more than likely. I just take them to work, maybe sandblast them first. But really happy with how they turned out. I think I prefer the cut spiral just to the regular spiral. Just a little better look to it. But absolutely loving these hooks from Woodcraft. They are pretty neat and super affordable. So hope you guys enjoyed this. Leave a comment if you want to see this one made, or just you want any other projects like this. Thanks for joining me. Have a great day, and God bless.